Hello and welcome to Lengold English, Golden Stories, Fluent Future. Our mission is simple: to improve your English and help you live a better life. We take complex topics and make them easy to understand, no matter your English level. Today, you're not just learning English, you're discovering the most powerful time management strategies that really work. From feeling stressed by too many tasks to becoming the master of your own day, you will learn how successful people organize their time, how your mind affects your productivity, and how small changes in managing time can create amazing results in your life. This is your chance to improve your English through simple strategies that will change how you use time. How to speak and understand English better through the study of productivity, focus, and getting important things done. But before we begin this life-changing journey that will transform how you think about every hour of your day, I want you to think about this. How many hours did you waste this week doing things that didn't really matter? How many important goals are you not reaching because you can't find the time? Keep that question in your mind as we explore the answers. If you want more helpful content like this that will improve your English and make your life better, consider subscribing to our channel. Trust me, what you're about to learn will change how you see time forever. This is not just a lesson. It's a life improvement system that shows you how to be more effective and create more free time in your schedule. How to make the best use of your time, from busy chaos to clear focus, through simple time control methods. Part 1. The time problem. Why most people struggle with time. In today's world, we face a big challenge that people in the past never had. We have more tools, more apps, more productivity tricks than any generation before us, but we feel more stressed, more tired, and more behind than ever. The average person checks their phone 96 times every day, changes tasks every 3 minutes, and spends 2.5 hours daily on social media. The problem isn't that we don't have enough time, it's that we don't understand how time really works with our minds. Research from New York University shows that most people suffer from what experts call time poverty, the feeling that there's never enough time to do what's really important. Dr. Gabriela Otengan's important research shows that normal time management advice actually makes the problem worse. When we just make to-do lists and set goals without understanding the mental blocks, we create what she calls fantasy thinking, unrealistic hopes that lead to failure and frustration. The science is clear. Good time management helps with job performance, school success, and happiness. But here's what most people don't know. Effective time management isn't about doing more things faster. It's about doing the right things with complete attention and removing everything else. Think about this surprising fact. Research shows that the brain can stay focused for about 20 to 45 minutes before getting tired. Most people try to work for hours without breaks, fighting against their brain's natural patterns instead of working with them. The first step to controlling time is accepting a hard truth. You cannot control time itself. Time moves at exactly the same speed for everyone. What you can control is your attention, your energy, and your choices. Every minute you spend doing something unimportant is a minute you cannot spend on something that could change your life. Think about the most successful people you know. They don't have more hours in their day than you do. They have simply learned to protect their most valuable thing, focused attention, from the many distractions that steal it from average people every day. The problem isn't about time. The problem is about focus, what's important, and the courage to say no to good things so you can say yes to great things. Part 2. The Deep Work Method. How to create strong focus. Cal Newport, a computer science professor at Georgetown University, spent years studying how exceptional people produce exceptional results. His research led to an important discovery: the ability to focus without distractions on difficult mental tasks, what he calls deep work, has become the most valuable skill in our world. Time blocking is one of the most powerful techniques Newport found. Instead of keeping a simple to-do list, masters of time create detailed schedules where every minute has a specific purpose. They don't just plan what they'll do. They plan when they'll do it, for how long, and in what conditions. The science behind deep work is interesting. When you remove distractions and focus intensely on one task, your brain enters what scientists call a flow state. In this state, the part of your brain responsible for self-control can work at its best. Putting similar tasks together helps you be more efficient during deep work sessions because switching between different tasks destroys this optimal brain state. But here's what most people get wrong about deep work. They think it means working for 8 to 10 hours straight. Actually, research shows that even highly trained professionals can only maintain deep focus for 3 to 4 hours per day. The key is making those hours count more than most people's entire workday. You need to set aside a flexible block of time, anywhere from 30 minutes to 4 hours, depending on how complex the task is and how you feel. This flexibility is important because your brain's ability to do deep work changes based on sleep, stress, food, and many other things. Newport's research shows 4 ways to schedule deep work. The monk method, removing all shallow work to focus only on deep work. This works for people like writers or researchers who can control their entire schedule. The 2-mode method, switching between periods of deep work, days or weeks, and periods of working with others. Many managers and consultants use this method. The daily habit method, creating a regular daily habit of deep work. This is most practical for people with normal jobs. The journalist method, switching into deep work mode whenever time becomes available. This needs a lot of practice and isn't recommended for beginners. The change happens when you stop trying to multitask and start protecting your attention like the precious thing it is. Similar ideas are also used by people who follow the pomodorotechnique, which suggests short-timed periods of concentration separated by breaks. But deep work takes this idea to a much more advanced level. Part 3. The psychology of good time use. Understanding the psychology behind time management is necessary for lasting change. Things like planning, mental well-being, and satisfaction are connected in ways that most productivity advice completely ignores. The biggest breakthrough in time management psychology came from research on implementation intentions, a specific way of planning that dramatically increases success. Instead of saying, "I will exercise more," you say, "I will run for 30 minutes at 6 a.m. in the park near my house every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday." This specific planning format activates different brain pathways and makes success much more likely. Time management training led to more control over time and less stress. This research shows something important. The psychological benefits of time management may be more important than the productivity benefits. When you feel in control of your time, your entire relationship with stress changes. But there's a dark side to time optimization that nobody talks about. Many people become so obsessed with efficiency that they lose the ability to enjoy spontaneous moments or to be truly present with loved ones. The goal isn't to schedule every second. It's to create enough structure so that you can be genuinely free during your unstructured time. The pomodorotechnique, developed by Francesco Cirillo in the 1980s, offers a balanced approach to this challenge. The Pomodoro timer method works perfectly with this natural attention span, preventing mental overload while keeping the mind engaged. By working in 25-minute focused periods, followed by 5-minute breaks, you honor your brain's natural rhythms while maintaining high productivity. However, recent research suggests that the Pomodoro technique works better for routine tasks than for complex creative work. Working for long, uninterrupted periods may be necessary when you're solving difficult problems or creating something original. The key insight is that different types of work need different time management strategies. Administrative tasks, creative projects, learning new skills, and building relationships all have different optimal time structures. Masters of time don't use one system. They change their approach based on the specific demands of each situation. Another important psychological factor is energy management. Your willpower and decision-making ability are limited resources that get used up throughout the day. This is why successful people make their most important decisions in the morning when their mental energy is highest, and they automate or eliminate as many small decisions as possible. Part 4. The Action System. Turning knowledge into results. Knowledge without action is worthless. Now that you understand the science, let's create a practical system you can start using immediately. Time blocking is a productivity technique for personal time management where a period of time, typically a day or week, is divided into smaller parts or blocks for specific tasks or activities. Phase 1. The weekly plan. Every Sunday, spend 30 minutes designing your upcoming week. Don't just list what you need to do, plan when you'll do it. Give every task a specific time block. This isn't rigid scheduling, it's intentional living. When you plan your time in advance, you eliminate the mental energy wasted on constantly deciding what to do next. Phase 2. The daily check. Each morning, spend 10 minutes reviewing and adjusting your time blocks based on new information, energy levels, and priorities. This daily planning serves as a mental warm-up that prepares your brain for focused work. Phase 3. The deep work protection system. Identify your 3 to 4 hour window of peak mental energy. For most people, this is 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and protect it carefully. No meetings, no email, no shallow tasks during this time. Effective time management allows people to maintain focus on their work, contributing to better results. And this principle applies to any job that requires thinking. Phase 4. The batch processing method. Group similar activities together to minimize switching between different types of tasks. Answer all emails at designated times, perhaps 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Make all phone calls in one batch. Handle all administrative tasks together. This approach can reduce the time required for routine tasks by 25 to 40%. Phase 5. The strategic no system. For every new opportunity or request, ask, "Does this help me achieve my most important goals?" If not, develop polite but firm ways to say no. Remember, every yes to something unimportant is a no to something that could be life-changing. The most successful people aren't those who do more things. They're those who do fewer things with extraordinary focus and quality. Good time management drives productivity, and its direction is important to the habits that you develop through consistent practice. Track your time for 1 week to understand where your hours actually go. Most people discover that they're spending 30 to 40% of their time on activities that don't help them reach their goals. This awareness alone can create dramatic improvements. Technology can help, but it can also hurt. Use apps and tools that support deep work and eliminate those that encourage distraction. The goal is to become the master of your technology, not its slave. Finally, remember that perfect time management isn't the goal. Optimal living is. The purpose of managing your time well is to create more space for what matters most: meaningful work, loving relationships, personal growth, and contribution to something larger than yourself. The 5 life-changing lessons for time mastery. Now that you understand the complete system, let me share the 5 most powerful lessons that separate time masters from time slaves. Lesson 1. Focus is more valuable than time. You can't create more time, but you can dramatically improve your focus. When you group tasks of similar nature together, it will be easier to keep track of all your tasks. 1 hour of deep, focused work often produces more value than an entire day of distracted activity. Protect your attention like your life depends on it, because your best life does depend on it. Lesson 2. Energy management beats time management. Working when you're mentally sharp for 3 hours beats working when you're tired for 8 hours.
Learn your natural energy patterns and schedule your most important work during peak energy periods. Time management training led to more control over time and less stress, partly because it helps people align their work with their natural energy patterns. Lesson 3. Systems beat goals. Goals tell you what you want. Systems tell you how to get it. Instead of setting a goal to be more productive, create a system. Every morning at 9 a.m., I will work on my most important project for 90 minutes with my phone in another room. Systems create automatic success. Lesson 4. Limits create freedom. Surprisingly, the more limits you place on your time, the more freedom you create. When you have clear boundaries around work time, you can be fully present during personal time. When you batch similar tasks, you create larger blocks for deep work. Limits eliminate decision fatigue and create mental clarity. Lesson 5. Good relationships need quality time. Time management isn't just about work efficiency. It's about creating space for what matters most. The people you love don't just need your attention, they need your time. Schedule relationship time with the same care you bring to important work projects. Your productivity system should help you be more present with loved ones, not less.
If you watched this entire video, I want you to know something very important about time and about your potential for creating an extraordinary life. You are not a victim of your schedule. You are the creator of your time. Every successful person you admire, whether in business, arts, science, or any field, has exactly the same 24 hours you do. The difference isn't in what they have, it's in how they choose to use what they have. Yes, using these strategies requires discipline and sacrifice. Yes, you'll have to say no to some things that seem urgent but aren't important. But look at what you can achieve. Deep work that creates lasting value, relationships that grow because they receive proper attention, and the satisfaction that comes from living intentionally rather than just reacting to what happens. The real lesson is not about managing time more efficiently. The real lesson is about designing a life where your time serves your deepest values and highest dreams. From today, I want you to say, I will not let my schedule happen to me. I will create a schedule that reflects my priorities. I will protect my focus like the precious resource it is, and I will use my time to build something meaningful. If you found value in this approach, subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment below with the biggest time management challenge you're currently facing, and share this video with someone who needs to take control of their schedule. Transform your English, transform your productivity, transform your life. Remember these research-backed strategies every time you feel overwhelmed by your to-do list. You are not your current chaos. You are your potential for organized, purposeful, deeply satisfying productivity.